that's why we're taking a bit of a different approach. We've got Chris's software this year, which is going to be amazing for keeping things moving. For those who haven't used Heroscape.org, it's just such a fantastic site.
Yeah,
it is.
Let me pop that
so
up
well built. I mean,
right here. There it is.
Yeah.
Heroscape.org. All right, ScapeCon 3 on now. Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
man.
so even the Army Builder is fantastic. Even the partial card scoring, especially for Delta events, that is massive because Delta, like, it's hard to know instantly who's ahead or how much points you have left. Because like I'm used to, if I see 4 Mara Warriors on the board, I'm thinking 50 points is left, right? But in Delta, if there's 4 Mara Warriors on the board, that's 110 points. That's more than double. So especially for partial card scoring at the end of a game, that is just a lifesaver where you can just enter in how much lives left you have on a hero that now costs a different value. It's going to instantly tell you, okay, you got 2 lives left on Gilbert, who's now like 150 points or whatever. Now I know, just instantly, I know how much I have left, and it's just phenomenal. So between that and then the tournament software is also phenomenal. We've been using it for our Massachusetts events, and it's just been great. So really looking forward to how that's going to just help us keep everything moving, and it emails out pairings to people. You get it directly, so there's no like waiting in line to see your name on a sheet and then figure out where you are. It emails who you're playing against on what map, and it randomizes the maps automatically for us. So what's going to be great about that is we're like all 4 copies of a given map are going to be next to each other. So you're going to see like I don't know, let's say you saw Highways and Dyways. I'm not saying this is a pure that's in the pool, but just imagine you saw Highways and Dyways listed. All 4 copies of Highways and Dyways are going to either be next to each other, or 2 will be on one table, 2 on the other. They're going to be so easy to find this year. It's going to be great. So just all that logistical stuff is going to be, just hopefully, and I'm saying this, and hopefully a million times better. So that's the long story short. Look, it's 3 full days and 2 half days. It's really 4 full days of Heroscape. We start at can't remember when we said we start. If we start at like 4 on that Wednesday this year, and we're going to go till like 2 or 3 on the Sunday. So that's literally like 4 straight days of Heroscape. And if that sounds great to you, I recommend it. If that doesn't sound great to you, I don't recommend it. It's pretty much that.
You gotta be prepared for that type of thing. But yeah, and I really big kudos to the hotel too. They are very gracious hosts. They were last year, and I'm sure they will be again this year. So yeah, that's
just to clarify, when I say issues, like overall, the hotel was still phenomenal. It was just like some of this was just also like, there were issues with like food running out, right? And it's like, it's going to only be worse this year, except I think we've got it solved. If, basically had it happened like last year, right? So it's just like that small stuff. And yeah, I mean, that's it. Again, overall hotel is phenomenal. It really couldn't be better.
And what I wanted to ask too was when it came to ironing out these things, I mean, you kind of expect if you're approaching like new ground on something that's never been tried before in this type of format, you might run into issues. And how many people is like ironing that out? Is it just you, Mike, or is it like you and Ken and others, or how does that process go when it comes to ironing that stuff out?
So hotel issues are like, my dad gets all the credit for that stuff. I'm aware of it and I know what's happening, but he's the one that takes care of it. And that's always been the deal with my dad and I, right? From the very first day, it was like, you take care of Heroscape, I take care of the hotel. We split it 50-50 and we just handle business, right? And so he gets all the credit for that. I get nothing, no credit for that, but that's fine. I mean, that was really the rounds. The rest of the stuff is mostly, I would say, myself, but I would give most of the credit actually to Chris Perkins with his on several aspects with his site. Again, can't be overstated how much that helps. Ken is going to be helping run like the actual tournaments there, and he's very good at being mean and saying, guys, pick up the pace, and guys, finish your games, and stuff. And same with Brianna. So between him and Brianna running things, like the two of them are gonna run it with an iron fist, and I love it. So
I'm gonna feel that pressure.
That guy. Yeah, because I always say, like, you know, even I'm just the type of guy that where, like, I'm telling everybody else, like, if you have an issue with your opponent, call a judge. But the first thing I do when I have an issue with my opponent is ignore it, and we just continue, right? And like that's just like it's a disconnect, and that's why I also hate being in the judging position of having to be the bad guy. And I love the preparation, all that stuff, but I don't like being the bad guy, and I like having two people that I know are very good at being strong and not really caring what people think. Not that they don't care what people think, obviously, but they're both totally good with saying, you know, like, you know, you got to pick up the pace or whatever it is. We got to get the next round rolling. You got to be there on time, right? So this year it's like, if you're late, if you're late on to registering, which you really shouldn't be, because now registrations are also online. You can do this at breakfast on your phone, right? So it's like, but if you are late to submitting your army and registering, you're going to get a round one loss. You know, we have to keep the day moving. We can't be, you know, having like, oh, do you know where so-and-so is? Go check his room. Oh, he's not there. Like, can somebody call him? Like, that was great and that was nice. But with like 64 people, we got to keep it moving, you know, because it's a snowball effect, and it's a pain for the hotel when every day we're like, hey, we've got to, and again, props to the hotel, but the last 2 years especially, it was like, hey, guess what? We said lunch was going to be at this time. We got to push this back half an hour. We got to push this back 45 minutes. And now they're scrambling, trying to accommodate. And it's not fair to the hotel, right? It's not fair to other players. So it's just going to be hopefully a lot more of a streamlined process. And part of what's going to be great this year is every day is symmetrical timing wise, other than Wednesday and Sunday. But even then, I believe it's because Wednesday's only dinner and Sunday's only breakfast. I believe every meal time is supposed to be at the exact same time every day, because, and we'll talk about this, you know, a little bit about the events, but basically Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are all exactly the same structure. So different events every day, but the structure is the same, which is also just on my end and on the tournament organizers end, going to be really great. And on the players end, I'm hoping it's really great, because you know that, you know, you don't have to try and memorize different days and stuff. Sure, events are different, but the timing is always the same. It should make everybody just fall into a nice rhythm and of consistency of, you know, if I'm playing a Thursday afternoon event and a Saturday afternoon event, I know both start at the same time, right? So I imagine Ken's internet dropped, which is why he left. So, and
he's back on. And that might happen for those of you listening retroactively. But that's all good. Things like that happen. It's fine.
And I realize I'm talking a lot right now, so I will shut up. But basically, that is like the long story short.
And
that's the reason we have you on this show.
Yeah, well, and
so we can give Ryan a break.
Exactly, so I can actually think through this. No, it's if any of you guys have any other questions for Mike, let me know. I did, and now I lost it, but I want to address comments real quick, because we have a couple of comments here. Let's see here. We have Justin commenting saying, "My brother just destroyed me and unmatched. So really hoping this could lift my spirits." Well, I hope Justin, it does. And if you're not signed up to ScapeCon, and this is one thing I do want to emphasize too, that everybody should be on the ball when they're there, when it comes to, you know, getting to your matches and everything. But at the same time, because a lot of us were very new last year, do not be afraid to ask questions. If you don't know something, people will let you know and inform you as nice as they possibly can. So that type of welcoming environment is something that I loved with everybody. Let's see here. And Tommy Adams says, the food there is great. Yes, the food is pretty good last year. And G Busy says, ScapeCon, exciting stuff. Yes, we have. We're going through this information so people can know about this. And so, any other questions from you guys before we move? Because I want to talk about events. Anything else you guys want to think of? Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
1 second. Yeah, just last year this was just crazy to me, like in a good way. But like last year we had probably 8 to 10 people that this was not only their first Heroscape convention, but it was their first Heroscape event, their first Heroscape tournament, right? Like ever. Which I know, like, I think 3 of you, this like last year's was your first like Heroscape tournament, right? I'm not sure Jeremy, but I know Ryan and Joe.
No, this is definitely my first tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was like, I mean, that was awesome, but it was also like, wow, that's a lot of, new people, which again is great. I'm so glad, people are coming back. So yeah, don't be, it probably is intimidating if this is your first Heroscape event ever, because like it's a lot, but the people are so welcoming. And this year, I think we're gonna try to get like even just like yellow like neon jerseys or something for the judges, like, or vests or something. That way it's like instantly, like, you have questions, you'll see a guy with the or a girl with yellow, and you'll instantly know it's maybe, and it's up in the air, but it could be a possibility. Just that every way, everyone knows instantly, like, if you got issues, you can take care of them. But again, just general questions, you can ask anybody, and people are just so good. So it's why it's worth running it. If the people weren't good, I wouldn't be running it. So
let's get leather jackets for the judges with big Heroscape logos on the back, calling them like they're the boss or something.
Let them wear shades.
Just like, I'm the Valkyrie right here.
Dark
Come
shades.
see me.
Yeah. Oh, and before I forget, I forgot to plug one thing with Mike as well. He has a podcast called Casters of Valhalla that has been around for a while. Really gives a lot of detail into Heroscape and how to play it. Goes very much in depth. So I do want to plug that. It's not in the link in the description below yet, because I forgot about it. That's one link I don't have. But after the podcast is over, I will definitely be putting that. So anybody listening retroactively, you'll be able to find it in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube, or just look up Casters of Valhalla on Google, and I'm sure you'll find it via Spotify or whatever. So definitely check that out. So I did want to plug that in. If I forget later, there it is.